Hello everyone, welcome to Cornflower Crafts. My nickname is Corn, and today I want to show you what I've been working on. I took a Dollar Tree sign that was Farmhouse, done in Farmhouse style, and made it into my Pastel Christmas shabby chic little house. And before I show it to you, there is a story. Okay, you know how I love to do stories behind some of the things I make. Well, let's face it, most of the things I make. And there is a story behind this one as well. So, this is what I came up with. And do you all remember these signs at Dollar Tree? I found it, and it was the buffalo check, black and white up here, and then had a pretty, like Christmas greens and with red and green and everything. And it said Christmas blessings here. And I should have taken a picture before, but have you all ever done this? You were just so excited to do a project that you were like, I've just got to go with it. And that's what happened with me. I haven't done anything exactly like this before, so it's fun and exciting, even though I did make a mistake. And we'll talk about that later. I fixed it, but it wasn't a great fix. Do you know what I mean? Have you ever done that where you were like, well, I like it better, but, you know. And, excuse me, first off, I took a lot of times people will take all the paper off the front. They'll take this piece off. I did do that, and I took all the paper off. And then what I did, I was thinking about just flipping it over, but as you see, the roof is not, this side of the roof is not the same as this. And I didn't want to flip this part of the roof over on the back, because when they stapled it together on the back, I don't know if it was a machine or what, because they had pushed that staple so hard that I'm kind of covering it with the snow. It had come through to the front, and I was like, oh boy, don't need that. So I cleaned all the paper off of the front side, the original front side, and then I put, and there was some texture involved because of the way I took it off, but I thought, good, texture on a house is a good thing. So I put 2 coats of gesso on first. I'm going to go ahead and sit down, y'all. So I put the 2 coats of gesso on first. And I wanted it to be pink. This is going in my living room. So I wanted it to be pink. And this is the same color pink that's on the cookie Christmas tree I did. And it's Delta ceramic coat with a touch of pink. And I like it because it's just so mild, isn't it? It's just such a sweet pink. And so then what I did, I had gone and got myself this color in khaki for a lighter gingerbread, because a lot of the gingerbread projects I've been working on, I've made them really dark, and I love them. They remind me of gingerbread in Germany, but I wanted some lighter too. So I got this in khaki, and I covered it up with the roof, but I did it everywhere. Like, this is a cookie, this section is a cookie, this is a cookie. Can you see? I didn't want to do a straight line, even though y'all know I can't draw one, don't paint one well either, but there are tricks that you can do to make it straight. But I wanted it, since it's a cookie, you know what I mean, to have the lines like that. And this is me saying that gingerbread house, and a light gingerbread, I guess light molasses, and then flooded icing in the pink here and on the chimney. And the same with the flooded green icing here on the roof. Now, I know a lot of other people have probably done this as well, because when you see a house and you can get it for $1.25, and you know that you can make it into your own. But for me, the two things are, well, like I said, I hadn't done something like this before, and I thought, now I need the fabric paint to do the snow and stuff. And so I went out and got this. It's by Tulip, and it's matte, and it says dimensional fabric paint. So I figured, since it was dimensional, that I could use it, you know, not sparingly, just really use quite a bit of it and it'd be fine. Well, it's called Snow Cap White, which couldn't be more perfect if you're doing it for snow. But when I did it on, you know, these little pieces here, here, and here, it deflated so much. I was like, oh, I don't like that. So I actually took it up. I peeled it off very, very, very carefully, because, as you know, or you might know, the windows are die cuts out of cardstock and light cardboard, actually. And so you have to do that very, quote unquote, gingerly. No, really, you have to be very careful, or you're going to mess up your paper. So, and then when I redid it with this one, which I got at Hobby Lobby, and it's Scribbles, and you can get it for $2.99. You get 4.25 fluid ounces. And I think I've never gotten any at the Dollar Tree, unless if it's at my Dollar Tree, maybe everybody's bought it before I walk in. But I think this is the same people that make the ones they sell at Dollar Tree and little teeny tiny. But this is a very good size for $2.99, I think. Like I said, that's at Hobby Lobby. So I get this out. Now here's what I did, y'all, because I'm like, I've never worked with this stuff before. So I'm just kind of fiddling with, because I wanted to put some designs on these little tiny wooden, not these guys, but a different set of wooden gingerbread men and women. And so I just did it like this with the matte one. Did it like this. I also got me from Walmart the glitter one. Excuse me. And the glitter one is basically this huge 4 fluid ounce tube of, to be real honest, it's just like stickles. You know, because there's that is. And it's gorgeous. It's called Diamond. And it's beautiful. Look at that. Ooh, wee, that's pretty. It's got pink glitter in it, and it looks like green, and might even have a pale blue in there. It's just beautiful. And then this is I did it twice, because I couldn't believe I had better control with this than I did with the Tulip, you know. And so I did that twice, and I was like, wait a minute. I can control things better with this one, which surprised me. Not only because of the money difference, the Tulip was several dollars more, but I thought this looked like it had a bigger opening, but my little dots that I did and everything, I did them with this, because personally, now it may not be the same with you, but personally, I have better control with this one, which I thought was surprising. So that's what I used for. I used both of them. Like I said, took some of this one off, but when it came to, you know, my little scallops here and stuff, that is this one. But then when it came to the snow and everything, that is the scribbles. And the glitter that I used, where is it? Oh, mercy, did I put it? Oh, yeah, I put it someplace special. I got out 4 different glitters. And I had gotten, these were Martha Stewart's, and I had gotten these years ago at Ross. If you've never looked in your Ross for some crafting items, they have them. It's not a huge section, but they're there. They have a lot right now because of Christmas. A lot of people want to do arts and crafts with their children since they're on vacation. So they have tons of things right now for them. But this is a larger one that I was looking at and decided, no. This is also Martha Stewart. And look, that one's big and chunky, and I decided, no. And then this one I got with a whole bunch. I mean, they had this was about 3 years ago. They had tons of these tubes of glitter for like $5.99 at Ross, and that's when I grabbed them. So I thought about this one, but still, nah. And I ended up, this one's a Martha Stewart one, and it's really, really fine, ultra fine. And it is called Sugar Cube, which I thought was perfect, just perfect for this. So that's what I used when the dimensional fabric paint was wet. These little cabochons, there's 4 of them. We've got 2 donuts and 2 ice cream cones. And as you see, it's so cold, the ice cream's not going to melt. And I ended up painting the ice cream cones. They had like a hot pink on them. And here we go. I can show you. I left this out to show you that one. And even though that's pretty, it just doesn't match what I have in that room or what I'm doing. So I was like, So I painted those guys, and then except for the cone, I painted the cone and the khaki to match the gingerbread. So I'm saying they're gingerbread cones. And then the rest of them, I just used different paints, you know, different ones with the pinks, and the white is wicker white. And then I went over them to be real honest, not only to get them some glitter on them, but also to seal in the paint with this Folk Art Extreme Glitter and Hologram. No, that's the champagne one. Hold on. That's not the one I used. I was thinking the champagne one would look good on the cones, but I wanted the cones to stay matte. Where did I put it up? I think I put it up, y'all. No, I didn't. Here it is. There it is in hologram. Okay. So here's the story. As you see, there is a young gingerbread is in the attic looking out the window. Now, don't feel bad about the youngest in the attic because it is a huge room. It's a playroom for all the children up there. It's refinished. It's gorgeous. It has a monitor in it. It has cameras in it, security, you know, so that mom can know at all times what's happening. It's just that what happened is, you know, I got to tell a story. You know how I am. So, and Hanson was like, oh, corn, when I told him. So the baby, well, not baby, but the youngest you see, the mouth is open saying, I'm going to tell. And then this brother down here is smiling. And this one is still with the mouth open saying, oh no, you're going to get in trouble. Well, what is happening now? See, he's still holding on. This brother is still holding on to the ledge, but they've knocked the snow off of the ledge where they're opened the window and climbed out. Now, if any children or any grandchildren or any little ones are in with mom watching this, do not ever, ever do this, okay? These are little gingerbread cookies, and that's, you know what I mean? That's why I can tell this story, but human beings should never, ever do this, okay? So what they decided to do, Mama has a huge, I don't know if you can, I'm not sure if you can see it. Okay. This is a very large scale. And since she does so much baking and measures out her ingredients, and since that's the case, she actually had it special made in glitter. And then the little pink roses for the dial. She just loves it. And it makes her happy to use it while she's baking. Well, Mama had to use the restroom, okay? So these two had planned it all along. They planned to put the huge scale. They had to drag it because it's so heavy. They put the scale right here so that she first could jump out and then hit the scale. You know it has the springs right here. And she figured it'd be like a trampoline. So she's going to, and maybe do a little jumping, but then she's going to jump out over here because then brother is going to, he said, and I quote, I don't need to go out of your window. I can go out of mine because I'm so strong I can push off over here. Well, you know, she believed him. So he did ask her, he said, why have you got your whisk with you? And she said, I'm a helicopter. So that's what's going on in my little story here. Now, if you want to know why this brother, he's the oldest, and why he's smiling, because you can't see right here because it's on the other side of the window. But he has his phone. His mama got him a phone so that it can tell her if she, you know, if the kids are misbehaving, if she's not right at the house, or if she is gone real quick to borrow a cup of sugar at her neighbor's. So he's got the phone right here because they think they're getting away with this, but he's filmed it. And that's why he's smiling that big old smile, because he's going to say, Mom, look. And they had already said, you know what they say about snitches, but he is responsible for their welfare if Mama has to excuse herself for a few minutes, you know what I'm saying? So he's like, you can be mad at me if you want, but I'm telling. Now, when it came to their wreath, they decided that they didn't want a round one or oval one or one in the shape of a candy cane or what have you, or a Christmas tree. They wanted one to depict what their family was all about. And so they did some clay, cookie dough out of clay, and then used this large cookie cutter to make their wreath. And so that's what's going on in my gingerbread house. And I want to thank y'all, first off, for staying this long. This was a lot longer than it should have been. And I hope you all have a wonderful morning. afternoon, or evening. Bye-bye, everybody. Take good care.